Welcome to this channel. So today I have a chance to read the review of my book Kung Fu 1560 in Amazon.com. And after I read one of the review, I decide to share with all the readers of the Kung Fu 1560 so that you can get the most out of the book. Now, to the reader of Kung Fu 1560, please read the content of the book, not taking your bias as the content of the book, and miss completely the contents of the books. As in Zen, the saying is that if we want to drink new tea, we need to clean our cup, or else we will never taste the taste of new tea. So in the following, I will share with you a few examples. When people read this book with their bias, then they miss the content completely. So the first example is like this. This essay is not a literal translation of the ancient manual. Instead, there are brief excerpts from that piece and other writing woven together by the author in order to credence for his ever-evolving Red Boat 1850s Wing Chun delusion. So this is placed in the review of the Kung Fu 1560. Well, this is the reader's opinion. Well, what is the truth? The truth is, this book is the first time in the history of human beings or mankind, the first time it shared to the Western world and to non-Chinese speaking world that the General Qi Ji Guang's classic have 4 parts. 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts, 4 parts. The first time it shared the connection of General Qi Ji Guang and his colleague at that time. Like this, the Mandarin Dark Array within the Qi Ji Guang Ji Xiao Xin Su is an improvement of Tang Sun Zhi work. The chapter 12 of the Ji Xiao Xin Su is from the sections of Yi Da Yu's short classic. Okay? So, all of this together, you don't see in the English or anything which is non-Chinese writing. Now, also this show that how is the Qi Ji Guang's classic, which is this classic, connect with the Shaolin classic, and also this is the Ming Dynasty's classic in martial art link with the Shaolin classic. Okay, so this statement of this essay is not a literal translation of ancient manual. Well, it is really off topic because the entire book of this Kung Fu 1560 is about the Qi Ji Guang chapter 14. Okay? And that's why you need to explain what is in the chapter 14. Okay, there are 4 parts, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what is the connections? And then the connection with the Shaolin, so forth. Okay, so you can see the full view. That got nothing to do with Red Boat 1850s Wing Chun. The entire book got nothing to do with that. The entire book is to present what is in the General Qi Ji Guang's classic chapter 14. And so this is off target, off topic. Now, The Red Boat Wing Chun, well, sorry, that is not a delusion. The 1850s Wing Chun is not a delusion, and it is not ever evolving too. If you go to my YouTube channel, you can see, okay, this video, this YouTube, which is the true identity, root of martial art name, and the founder of Wing Chun historical evidence. In fact, this is the only documents and evidence in the world today be able to clarify for Wing Chun when Wing Chun is under attack by different Chinese grandmaster who have no idea what Wing Chun is. Okay? So Red Boat 1850 Wing Chun is not a delusion, it's a truth, a fact by evidence in history. Okay? So now, again, please read the content of the book, not taking one's bias as the content of the book, or else one miss the thing completely. Another example is this. This is saying that as far as the Chinese history and unarmed combat key point, not mentioned at all of Sui Jiao, the older record martial art in writing history date back to 2697 BC. That would be a good place to start. Well, the chapter Unarmed Combat Key Point. What is it? The unarmed combat key points part of the General Qi Ji Guang Qianjing Jie Yao, okay, or the chapter 14 has 11 sections. The following are the contents of this 11 section. Well, again, this book is on the chapter 14 of General Qi Ji Guang. So why get into this as far as Chinese history and unarmed combat key points, no mention at all of Sui Jiao? Well, so we need to ask ourselves, is that book is about somebody's writing something, or that book is about General Qi Ji Guang chapter 14? Well, this book is about General Qi Ji Guang chapter 14. Okay? This is all section by section explained clearly what General Qi Ji Guang says. So again, if one do not read the book with a clear mindset but bias, one will not see what it is there, because it is all one's own opinion. Okay? So this is disaster. It's like when we need to read some instruction manual, say for a computer, but instead of we read that instruction manual of the computer, we just want to do whatever we want to do with the computer. Well, of course, you're going to miss the entire thing. So this is again very important. If we don't clean our cup, we'll never drink what is the tea or whatever we drink. Another example is here. It says that the information content here is nothing new or enlightening. Simply state, you need to know how to fight at every combat range. Something most complete martial art system regardless of original teach. What else? The three tenets of strategy are one element of surprise overwhelming force and element of surprise combination overwhelming force. There you go. It is pretty much universal, even taught at West Point. Momentum handling, most Sifu would call that techniques and timing. What this thing is, again, the reader is generalized with his own bias. Just look at this thing. The information contained here is nothing new or enlightening. Simply state, you need to know how to fight at every different combat range and blah 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 until the thought at West Point. Well, this is a generalizations of one's opinion. In the chapter 14, again, this is about chapter 14. About this chapter 14, there are principles here. There are levels of model here, such as the functional training, the aspects of momentum handling, the cleverness, fearless, fearly, speedy, soft play, dynamic momentum play, momentum combinations. It is all here. This is the details. Now, if one have no idea on how to clean one's mind before reading something and get into this generalization, well, one is for sure not going to read anything but his own mind. Okay? And here he said that the three tenets of strategy are the elements of surprise, overwhelming force, and the elements of surprise combinations and overwhelming force. Well, sorry. You want to talk about strategy in the book, which is presenting what General Qi Ji Guang present. It is a multi-dimensional fighting art. There are three types of fighting strategy. Okay? There are upper strategy, mid strategy, and down strategy. And it has all this level and level of training, and it has all this well-defined, the ground fighting, short strike, long fist. It's not just you need to know how to fight at every combat range. It's like we saying that, oh, you need to drive everywhere you can, but without having a map, without knowing where to drive to. Well, this is all based on General Qi Ji Guang. So this is the General Qi Ji Guang's original writing, and this is the combinations of momentum. Okay? So again, the strategy is not the strategy as the reader think, and it is not generalization like this. It is details and have the content, have the uniqueness. So at the end, the reader said momentum handling. Most Sifu would call that techniques and timing. Well, sorry. Again, chapter 2 on momentum. This momentum can be defined mass in motion. Mass depend on mass and velocity. There's a lot of things there. And in the same book, in the Ming Dynasty, General Tang Sunzhi defined what is momentum. Okay? Momentum is much more than techniques and timing. And General Qi Ji Guang is presenting his momentum handling here with all those different type of momentums. So again, if we read something and if we just read our own bias, we will never know what we are reading. And if one miss all this thing, really, what do one read anyway? So again, the book 1560, Kung Fu 1560 is about chapter 14 of the Qi Ji Guang Classic, and the 14 have 4 parts within that the chapter 14. And we need to know the connection. And here, leave the Red Boat 1850 Wing Chun alone, because this is fact, the truth. Nobody in this world be able to debunk it. Sorry, okay? And this is the only thing which can help to clean up Wing Chun's history so that nobody ever can touch Wing Chun. with their 5 cents or distorted view, because this is history and by evidence. And again, here, General Qi Ji Guang defined what he is presenting on unarmed combat point. Well, a reader just read so that one be able to know what General Qi Ji Guang is talking about. Instead of when General Qi Ji Guang said something, one thing, different thing. So it's just like you go to a classroom, when the professor teach something, you go down there thinking something else, okay? Finally, all this generalization stuff, it really means nothing. Even this strategy stuff, one completely miss it. Not to mention the momentum. One simply make equivalent without knowing what is going on and how is this definition is going to apply in this. So one will completely lose it. So this is what I like to share with you. Traditional Chinese martial art is not a literature reading. It's not a generalization. It's a technology. It has to have the mental attitude like attend a medical school or engineering school, need to get things into specific and details and with a clear mind, or else one really wasting one's time. So this is what I like to share with you today. Be careful, or else one will never see what is in front of one's eyes and never learn for sure. Because if one is so biased, one know everything in the world already. One become a critic. But critic of what? Is based on one's bias. It's like we can critic that the moon is too big, too small. The sun is too big, too small. Well, that's according to us. What is the moon? What is the sun? Do you know? Do we know what it is? There is the problem. So, be smart. Like the Zen saying, clean the cup before we want to drink the tea, or else we don't know what we are drinking.